Very good afternoon, student. The next topic is cyclotron. Very important 5 mark question from your third lesson. Cyclotron, 12th standard physics subject, third lesson. Cyclotron is a device used to accelerate the charged particles to gain large kinetic energy. So very important point. It is a device used to accelerate the charged particles to gain large kinetic energy. It also called as high energy accelerator. Note it down, this point. It is also called as high energy accelerator. Cyclotron, otherwise called high energy accelerator. It was invented by Lawrence and Livingston in 1934. So what is the principle of cyclotron? Principle is when a charged particle moves normal to the magnetic field, that means perpendicular to the magnetic field, it experiences magnetic Lorentz force. Already we know this point. When a charged particle moves normal to the magnetic field, that means perpendicular to the magnet, normal means perpendicular to the magnetic field, it experiences magnetic Lorentz force. Then construction of cyclotron. The schematic diagram of cyclotron is shown in the figure 3.55. The particles are allowed to move in between the two semicircular metal containers called Ds, hollow D-shaped. This is hollow D-shaped objects. Semicircle metal. This is a semicircle metal. Hollow D-shaped object. These are enclosed in an evacuated chamber and it is kept in a region with uniform magnetic field controlled by an electromagnet. Once again repeat, this D is enclosed in an evacuated chamber and it is kept in a region with uniform magnetic field controlled by the electromagnet. This is the electromagnet here. This is the electromagnet. The direction of magnetic field. This is the direction of magnetic field. The blue color arrow indicated direction of magnetic field is normal to the plane of the Ds. Here, Ds, the arrow mark of a magnetic field, this blue color line, normal to the Ds, plane of the Ds. That means perpendicular direction of the magnetic field. Two Ds kept separated here. Two Ds kept separated with a gap. And the source S. This is the S. Source S. Here. With eject the particle to accelerated. Source S, which ejects the particle to accelerated, is placed in the at the center of the gap. Is placed at the center of the gap between the Ds. These are connected here. Both the Ds are connected to high frequency alternating potential difference. High frequency alternating potential difference. These two Ds are connected to high frequency alternating potential difference. This is the construction of cyclotron. Next, working. Let us assume that the ion ejected from the source S is positively charged. As soon as ion is ejected, it is accelerated towards a Ds. Accelerated towards a Ds. Says Ds1, Ds2 here. This is Ds1, this is Ds2. D is 1, which has negative potential at that time, which has negative potential at that time because charge is positive. So D is 1 as negative potential at that time. Since the magnetic field is normal to the plane of the D's, the ion undergoes circular path because opposite charges are attracted. D's is negative potential. The charge, positive charge attracted by the negative potential of D's. So, the ion undergoes circular path after one semicircle here. After one semicircle, circular path, after one semicircular path in this one, the ion reaches the gap between these. At this time, what happened? The polarity of the D's are reversed. Polarity of the D's are reversed. So that ions is now accelerated towards D's 2 with a greater velocity. That means velocity increases by the D's 2. For this circular motion, the centripetal force of the charged particle Q is provided by Lorentz force due to the perpendicular direction of magnetic field, because charge experiences some amount of magnetic force while passing through the semicircle of the D's. So each and every semicircle of rotation of charges, it experiences different kinds of polarity of the D's. So the velocity of the particles also increases. Radius of the circle is increases, means velocity of the particle also increases. Here the next point, centripetal force is nothing but mv square divided by r. Magnetic force is nothing but qvb. Both are equal. So vv cancel to each other, 1v. Remaining, what is the value of r? Radius. R is equal to, rearrange this equation, what happened? R is nothing but mv divided by qb. Here velocity of the charge is nothing but v is equal to qbr divided by m. From the equation, so radius of this circle is increases, means velocity of the charge also increases. From the equation 3.62, increase in velocity increases the radius of circular path. This process continues and hence the particle undergoes spiral path of increasing radius. Once it reaches near the edges, here near the edges, what happened? Near the edges, what happened? It is taken out the help of the deflector plate and allowed to hit the target T. Very important condition in cyclotron. Operation is the resonance condition. Very important condition in cyclotron. Operation is the resonance condition. That means same frequency. We should maintain the same frequency. It happens when the frequency f at which the positive ion circulated in the magnetic field must be equal to the constant frequency of the electrical oscillator, F oscillator. From equation 3.59, we have force, oscillator force is equal to, that means frequency, QB divided by 2 pi m. So what is the formula for the time period? Time period is equal to 2 pi m divided by QB. That means time is nothing but reciprocal of the frequency. Frequency is nothing but reciprocal of the time taken. Here reciprocal of the frequency is nothing but time. Time t is equal to reciprocal of this term. We obtained 2 pi m divided by QB. The kinetic energy of the charged particle is, the kinetic energy of the charged particle is Ke is equal to, what is the formula of kinetic energy of mv square? Here what is the value of V from the last equation? V is equal to QBR divided by M. Just substituting the value of V, Q square B square R square divided by M. That means 1 by 2 Q square B square R square divided by M. So the next condition of limitation of cyclotron is very important. The speed of the ion is limited. So very important point is speed of the ion is limited. Second point, electron cannot be accelerated. Electron cannot be accelerated. Third one is uncharged particles cannot be accelerated. Uncharged particles cannot be accelerated. Once again repeat the limitation of cyclotron. The speed of the ion is limited. Electron cannot be accelerated. Uncharged particles cannot be accelerated. Charged particle only accelerated by the cyclotron. Once again repeat this derivation. Here the force is nothing but centripetal force acting on the charge Q, positive Q charge. Then at the same time magnetic field force also acting on the charged particle. Both are equal. So what is the formula for the centripetal force? mv square divided by r is equal to, what is the formula for the magnetic force? qvb. So one v term cancel to each other, remaining mv divided by r is equal to qb. So we obtain the value of r, means we get r is equal to, rearrange this step, mv divided by qb. Here, what is the value of V? V is equal to, rearrange this step, QBR divided by M. When the radius of the circle is increases, means velocity also increases. So, the increase in velocity increases the radius of circular path. The next derivation, frequency oscillation is equal to QB divided by 2 pi M. So what is the formula of time period? Time period is nothing but reciprocal of the frequency. Frequency is nothing but reciprocal of the time taken. Here time taken is reciprocal of the frequency is nothing but 2 pi by qb. Here reciprocal of this term, we obtain the time period value. Time period of oscillation is 2 pi m divided by qb. The kinetic energy of the charged particle is half mv square. That means kinetic energy formula half mv square. So what is the value of V from the last equation? V is equal to QBR divided by M. Just substituting the value of V through this equation, we obtained of M into, here V is equal to QBR. Substituting the value of V, Q square, B square, R square divided by M, M square. So 1M cancel. So remaining 1M. So Q square, B square, R square divided by 2M. So limitation of cyclotron, it is a very important point. Limitations of cyclotron is nothing but the speed of the ion is limited, electron cannot be accelerated, uncharged particles cannot be accelerated. So this is a very important 5-mark question from your third lesson cyclotron. Thank you.